Hello, entrepreneurs. It's another day of opportunity. Welcome to Your News Biz with me, James Briner, where we talk about the people creating the news media of the future. You all know how tough it is to start and run a business, and I hope this episode can help you. Our opportunity today is to learn how running a newsroom is like improv comedy and lots of other high-pressure creative activities. You have much in common with the coach of a sports team, the director of a ballet, or the producer of a hit TV show. The issues are the same: motivating people, encouraging creativity, developing people's talent to its highest level, maintaining the discipline to meet deadlines and stay within a budget, and to continually surprise your fans. So, I just revisited the book Bossy Pants by Tina Fey. It has tons of lessons for people whose success depends on organizing and harnessing the talent of creative people, just like what you do every day. She's famous for her work as a writer and performer on Saturday Night Live. She did the Weekend Update and the famous Sarah Palin impression, and she also made her mark as a writer, producer, and performer on the hit comedy 30 Rock. I'm going to pick just 3 of Tina Fey's rules of improv comedy that I think will work with your organization. Her rule number 1 is agree and say yes. The first rule of improvisation is to agree. Always say yes. When you're improvising, this means that you're required to agree with whatever your partner has created. So if you and I are improvising and I say, "Freeze, I have a gun," and you say, "That's not a gun, that's your finger, you're pointing your finger at me," then our improvised scene has ground to a halt, according to Tina. But if I say, "Freeze, I have a gun," and you say, "The gun I gave you for Christmas, you creep," then we've started a scene because we have agreed that my finger is in fact a Christmas gun. So start with a yes and see where that takes you. As an improviser, Tina always found it jarring when she met someone in real life whose first answer to everything was no. "No, we can't do that. We've tried it, it doesn't work. No, it's not in the budget." So what kind of a way is that to live? I couldn't agree more. I have to admit, though, when I was just starting out as a manager, I was what you might call a no-sayer. I said no a lot earlier in my career as a manager, but eventually I learned there's better ways. Tina's second rule of improvisation is not only to say yes, but yes and. You're supposed to agree and then add something of your own. If I start a scene with, "I can't believe it's so hot in here," and you say, "Yeah," we're kind of stuck. We're at a standstill. But if I say, "I can't believe it's so hot in here," and you say, "What did you expect? We're in hell." Or if I say, "I can't believe it's so hot in here," and you say, "Yes, but that can't be good for the wax figures," now we're getting somewhere. So, yes and means don't be afraid to contribute. It's your responsibility to contribute. And always make sure you're adding something to the discussion. Your initiations, your input are worthwhile. Tina's third rule is there are no mistakes, only opportunities. She says, if I start a scene as what I think very clearly is a cop riding a bicycle, but you think I'm a hamster in a hamster wheel, then guess what? Now I'm a hamster in a hamster wheel. I'm not going to go into everything to explain that it was really supposed to be a bike. Who knows? Maybe I'll end up being a police hamster who's been put on a hamster wheel duty because I'm too much of a loose cannon in the field. In improv, there are no mistakes, only beautiful, happy accidents. I agree with Tina, and this has applications in a newsroom and other creative activities, I think. As the boss, you should create an environment where mistakes are learned from, not dwelt upon. The easiest way to do that is to focus on the future. You could say, all right, we got beat on that story. What can we do to beat our competitors next time or to avoid getting beat again? Be optimistic, be upbeat. People will love to work with you if you have that kind of an attitude. The improv rule of say yes is, in my opinion, also very good advice for your career. At several different points in my career, a boss or mentor suggested that I take on a project for which I had no experience. To be honest, I think the boss needed something to be done, looked around for someone and couldn't find anyone with the exact fit, but they turned to me even though I had only part of the required knowledge and experience. My advice, if you're in that kind of situation, is say yes if it's something that interests you. Your bosses are telling you that they have confidence that you'll be able to figure it out, and make sure that your bosses give you the support you'll need to survive and thrive in this unknown territory. I got many opportunities this way, and to be honest, one of them came close to disaster. When I came through that near disaster, the new knowledge and experience I got opened up all kinds of opportunities for me over the next dozen years or so. So I'm glad I said yes. If you liked this episode, please share it. And if you have suggestions of media entrepreneurs you'd like me to interview or topics you'd like me to cover, please send me an email at jamesbriner@gmail.com. I'll include the address in the show notes, where you'll also find some links to relevant articles for further reading. Don't forget, it's another day of opportunity. And thank you for listening to Your News Biz.